Here we will see the step-by-step connection of the circuit. This is the reflective type IR sensor which we are going to use in this project. Here in this, the first pin has to be connected to the 5V supply and the second pin to the ground. And finally the third, that is the data pin, can be connected to any of the digital microcontroller pins. And this pot here is used to set sensitivity of this IR sensor. In simple, if we reduce its sensitivity, then it will detect the obstacle only if it is close up. And these are the IR receiver and transmitter which is used to transmit and receive the IR light. And finally, this red LED is to intimate if the receiver receives the IR light. Actually, we need to use two such IR sensors for detecting the entry and exit of the person. First, connect all the 6 pins to individual wires and start connecting the data pin of the first IR sensor to pin 2.7 followed by VCC and ground pin to 5V and ground power supply. Similarly, do this to the second sensor by connecting the data pin to pin 2.6 of the microcontroller. And this is the motor driver module which we are going to use in this project in order to control the motor for opening and closing the gate. This module uses an L293D motor driver IC for all control operations of the motor. For powering up the module, we need to provide an external 12V supply to this pin, in which we have shorted it with the motor supply pin, so that we don't need to provide an external power supply to this pin. And this 5V regulator is used to regulate the power for this motor driver IC mounted on the module, and also for this 5V pin to connect an external circuits. Finally, these 4 headers has to be connected with the microcontroller in order to control the motor once it is connected to these 2 set of screw terminals. Now all we have to do is first connect the 2 wires of the motor to the first screw terminal, then connect positive and negative pins to 12V and ground. Finally, connect the IN1 and IN2 pins to P0.0 and 0.1 of the microcontroller to complete its connection. Here is the completed connection of this project. Now you can notice the gate closes when the train reaches the first IR sensor and opens when it reaches the second.